Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. For today's video I'm going to be doing a first impressions. It's been a very long time since I filmed a video, so hello. Thank you all for tuning back in. But it's been a while since I've done a first impression, so bear with me if one, I'm out of breath, or two, I don't do something correctly, or I'm just out of it or I talk too long. Because it's been a long time since I filmed and also done makeup. If you want to see how I achieved this makeup look and if you want to know my thoughts of everything that's on my face, go ahead and please keep on watching. I'm going to go in with Mooncastle, which is just kind of like a very light, ooh, there's a lot of kick up. So these are pigmented, they're not like super pigmented. But I am having to go in and layer, which isn't necessarily a bad thing because sometimes you don't want to go in and have the pigment just too much too soon. And then you kind of can't blend it out. So I'm going to go with a little bit more of a smaller detail brush. And this is the Morphe M456. And I am going to go in with the shade Love. I'm just going to go right underneath that last Mooncastle shade and then put that directly in the crease, not blending upwards. You know, this one's a lot more pigmented than what the other one was. And again, just going to really blend this on the crease in the outer corner. Tuxedo Rose, which is just still a very bright shade. It's just a lot lighter than what this one is. And I'm going to actually put this, kind of looks like a corally pink shade, where we put Mooncastle, just to blend this a little bit better. I'm going to go in with a Morphe 124. It's just a very small flat shader brush. And I'm actually going to go in with Silver Crystal, which is just kind of like a light silvery pink shade. Take my brush into that. And I am going to spray it with setting spray. And then I'm going to kind of create like a cut crease with this. Even though I wet it, there is still some fallout. Like that. But now I'm going to go in with Silver Millennium, and I'm just going to use my finger. This is one of those Super Shocked formulas. It's more of like a champagne-y, golden, like very light shade. I'm just going to kind of top. Oh, yep. Yeah, we're just going to top over what we just did. Just to see how it looks, Mare Serenatus. It's kind of just like a, ooh, it's a looser pressed glitter. And I am just going to put that on this outer third. Or I'm going to put it actually the middle outer, because this is really just like a glitter topper, it looks like. Yeah, it's really just a glitter topper. I thought it was going to have more base to it. Then I'm going to go back in with that small brush and go back into Love, just to add some of that depth back into the outer. Okay, next for eyeliner, since I have that done, this is the Scott Barnes 59 brush. It's just a very thin angled liner brush. And then I'm going to go in with this isn't new, but it's new to me. This is the Bobbi Brown Longwear Gel Eyeliner in black ink. Okay, so it took me a little bit longer than it normally would, and I'm still not fully happy with it, but It is a very creamy formula, so that's why I noticed I had to switch brushes in between. So normally I would go in with something like this, but where it's super creamy, this was just making it like too thick of a line. So I had to switch to the Morphe M250-1. Very like thin, precise. That way I can get like small little bitty strokes. I also noticed that it's not super black. Next is mascara. Just get a little mini travel size to try out. This is the Anastasia Lash Brag Volumizing Mascara. It does have a basically like all of them that are doing it now is like the Too Faced Better Than Sex like hourglass style shape. So it does feel like a wetter formula. Ooh, it's coating very nicely so far. So just one layer. Because you can see I have like non-existent, they're blonde and they're short, stumpy little lashes. And this is giving me pretty good volume and decent separation. Oh, I do like that with 2 layers. Now this will probably be one of those really good ones on my days that I don't want to wear eyeliner or anything. And I just want like a really good mascara. I'll give you one more shot before I put falsies on. Kiss Lash Couture Luxtensions collection, the ultimate lash extensions look, and these are in the style Royal Silk. And they are very comfortable. They're very thin band. They're very cute, and I did have to trim a little bit off the edges because it did hang down a little bit too far. And I am going to go in with brows now. I'm going to go in with my Benefit Precisely in the shade 4.5. Are you growling? What you growling at? Ain't nothing out there. This is the Pacifica High Steph Hemp Fiber Brow Set, and it's supposed to have them. This is in 4 medium, and this is just going to set down our brows. It kind of feels like applying it like the Anastasia Dip Brow Gel, but like not super as intense. I already feel like it's setting down very quickly. Yeah, I wouldn't say that it has any like fibers in it whatsoever. It feels just like the Anastasia one, just like a little less intense. I have already moisturized my face with my normal moisturizer. Now I'm going to go in with the Benefit Professional and the new Hydrate Primer. This is just a mini version. Like your basic primer for a little bit of everything. It's not going to like really mess up anything, but it does feel really, really good and kind of like balances out like your like dry levels and your oil levels. But this is the LC Micro Silk Foundation. Now this isn't super new, but I finally got to get my hands on it, so I am going to try it. And this is in the shade Sand. This might be a little bit light because I am freshly self-tanned, so we will see. Okay, so we are going to do half my face with a brush and then half of it with a sponge. This is a Real Technique sponge. It's just the one I had clean at the moment. And then this is a Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH03 brush. One pump just to start. It's not super runny, but it's not super thick either. It has a little bit of a run to it. Color looks like it actually might match, so we might not have to go with a different one. Looks like it's got really good coverage so far. Blending out very nice with the sponge. Doesn't look like it's super like drying, but it's definitely not hydrating. So that did use a full pump. So we are going to go in with a second pump now and see how that looks with a sponge. And I did dampen this. So that did not spread as far as the other side did. A little bit less coverage. I can still see a couple of my little spots peeking through, and I didn't get to fully finish this section right here around my nose or my forehead, and I did use a full pump. I actually liked how soft this side actually looked. I do like the overall sheen that this has, but I don't like how it's kind of like emphasizing more texture on this side than this side. So I'm actually going to do a small kind of like quarter half pump, and I am going to go back in with a brush. Just lightly do this side over here. But I do like how this looks. It's not emphasizing any pores, any texture, and then I've used it with a brush. I am going to go back in with another full pump, and I am just going to kind of build on top and see if this is buildable. Wow, so surprisingly that looks even better. Wow. So now we're going to go in with concealer. So this is the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Hydrate Radiance Concealer with Hyaluronic Acid and Acai. It says it's medium to full coverage. I have C8. It'd be fine if I showed you all what it was. Oh, it looks very pink. Like very pink. Oh, it looks like a corrector, honestly.
It's blending out very well.
I do like the way this applied with a sponge, and it didn't pick up any of the foundation, and it didn't look like it mixed weird with the foundation. It's laying on top of it beautifully. My chin is looking a little bit dry right here in that little crevice and a little bit between my eyebrows. Also could be because I did go in with a second layer of that foundation because it wasn't looking that way beforehand. But I'm going to go in with a sponge right quick, see how... Oh yeah, it looks better with that sponge now that I went over top of it. But I am going to kind of bake something I haven't done in a while. This is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Translucent Powder. Just going to put a little bit into the cap. I'm just going to bake like this. This is usually whenever I bake, this is the only part that I will bake, just to kind of give myself a little bit more of a defined like cheek and jaw. Kokie Ocean Feel Bronzer in the shade 02 Natural Sienna. This is a pretty good size bronzer. It's just a baked bronzer. Ooh, this actually might be a little light right now. We will see. And then for bronzer, I've been using the Scott Barnes 65 brush. This is like a very interesting shape. It's a wonderful brush. Now, this is absolutely amazing for a cream bronzer, but I've been using it for powder as well. I do want to get like another one so I can have one for cream and one for powder. It's a very natural shade. Yeah, it's definitely not a warm tone. It's more of like a neutral. It's not too cool, but it's definitely not warm. Ooh. That went really intense. I guess I just dug too hard into the pan. Huh. Doesn't look like it's picking up any product, like any of the foundation underneath. I'm just going to put a little bit down the sides of the nose. Not really going to contour, but just tie it in. I'm just going to go back in with my foundation brush with nothing left on it and just kind of, I like to blend around the curves of where the bronzer is, just so it doesn't like create like a weird shape to my cheeks, and it blends it in a little bit better. I'm going to bring you on just a little bit closer. I don't know if you all can see, my under eyes are looking like it's creasing, like there are lines. Hope that you all can see that. As well as it's looking a little bit dry. Let me rephrase that. A little bit dry. I don't know if you can see that. And I do not like that. I do not like that at all. Now I'm going to go in with blush. These are the Pure Blushing Act Matte Blush. I have got both shades here. I have Pretty and Peach and Very Beautiful. Now this will be very beautiful if I was still fair, but where I'm self-tan, I think this is going to be a little bit too light. This one looks like it's going to go a little bit more. So we're going to try Very Beautiful. So I've been loving putting my blush on with a stippling brush as well as like my highlighter too. The Scott Barnes 68 is just a bigger stippling brush, and I'm just going to lightly, oh yeah, it looks like it's pretty decently pigmented. I'm just going to start lightly going in. Oh yeah. So go in with a very light hand, especially if you go in with more of a dense brush, then it's going to pick up a lot more product than what this one is. This one diffuses the product a little bit more. So, ooh, I like this shade. Perfect shade. Put a little bit down the nose. Again, I'm going to go back in with my foundation brush and just go over that lightly. Soul Body by Colourpop, and this is the Shimmering Body Powder in Rosé. I have the lighter shade in Platinum that I love when I am fair. It's just kind of like a white gold shade. So I wanted to try Rosé now that I'm tan and see how that looks. I'm going to go in my Real Techniques setting brush. This is one of my go-to favorite highlighter brushes. And this works really well with the other one, so I know that it should work with this one. So I'm just going to go in with just a little bit at first. Let's see. Okay, ooh yeah, that's not too dark. Okay. I'm going to diffuse it with my stippling brush. Oh, that is gorgeous. Okay, now that we are glowing to the gods, we are going to do some setting spray. This is the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better setting spray with skin loving hyaluronic acid, coconut water, and aloe vera extract, plus up to 16-hour makeup wear. Usually coconut does not go well with my face, so we will see. Hopefully this does not break me out. I'm just going to spray 1/2 at first just to see. Hold on. I don't really see that it made a big difference. It was like it made my highlighter a little bit more intense. It's it's a super fine mist, but it also has like a little bit of extra power behind it. So I don't know if you all can see. I do like the mist. It didn't like give me any weird spurts, like droplets. So now we're going to go back in with the Colourpop palette to finish up the lower lash line. I'm going to go in with Tuxedo Rose at first. I'm going to put that kind of more just like blended underneath. Kind of just like messily. And then I'm going to go in with a M431 brush. It's just like a small detail brush. This I'm going to go in with the Love shade. And this I'm just going to get super close. Excuse you. I'm just going to get super close to the lash line. And then now I'm going to go in with this Milani Stay Put eyeliner in 01 After Dark. I do not think that this is new, but I've not used it yet. It does come with like a little sponger on the bottom. It is a retractable. Okay, so it's going on super smooth. Ooh, it's very black. And then now going back in with the mascara. So this is not lower lash line safe. I just got it on my contact. Ooh, but I absolutely love how it made my bottom lashes look. But you can see how it made my bottom lashes look. I'm going to go in with MAC Dervish. It's a little bit lighter than I wanted. Ooh, let's go with this one. This is Buxom and Hush Hush. Buxom Full Force Lipstick in Boss. These have like a tingle to them as well. So now I'm going to go through every single product and give you like a micro mini review of what I thought about it. Eyeshadow palette, really good quality. I do normally like all of the Colourpop collections. I also am a Sailor Moon fan, so of course I like it. It's very cute. Of course I didn't use, you know, some of these shades, but I'll play with it. We'll figure it out. The only thing is this pressed glitter. It does get everywhere, which all of their pressed glitters always end up falling everywhere all over the face. So that is a negative. But that's the only thing. The Bobbi Brown liner, like I said earlier, not super black. I do like how creamy it is. It just glides. But it's not super black. So I have to, and it looks like it did dry down to basically a matte. It's not transferring up. Not budged so far. But I'll just have to play with it a little bit more just to figure it out. Milani eyeliner glided on very easily, very smoothly. It's still very black, hasn't wore off yet. So far so good. This looks like it's going to be a winner. I'll have to play with it a little bit more, but I do like how it's still on there. It's still black and it like went on there very smooth and creamy. The Anastasia mascara, I do like how it looks. It doesn't look like it's smudged on my lower lash line yet. It did make my upper lashes look very voluptuous, and I really did like that. It did make my bottom look really good. It does look like it's came off and it's not like as voluptuous as it was when I first applied it, but it's not smudged on the bottoms. I don't know how that kind of works, because it's got to go somewhere, but it's not flaked either, and that's my biggest thing. I don't want something that smudges and I don't want something that flakes. So far so good with the mascara. Pacifica brow set, it does not have any fibers in it whatsoever, so that's a bummer to me. If you are looking at a cheaper alternative than the Anastasia dip brow, it kind of felt like that going on with the pigmentation and with the kind of like intensity. It was just like a little less intense, but it set it down, dried very quickly. So it's a good overall brow setter, just disappointed at the fact that it was supposed to be a fiber gel and it's not. Foundation, so far I'm still really liking how it looks. It feels like it's set down. I'm not getting any transfer onto my fingers. It feels very good. It looks like a soft matte. The only thing so far, it is a little dry right here, and still not as much as it was right here, but like right here. But I did add 2 layers, so I'm just going to try it again. Do 1 layer everywhere and then just do a second layer in the cheek region like I normally would do when I want to build up products. I will just add it in the cheek region and not everywhere. I'm going to try that instead of doing a second layer everywhere. So I'm going to keep trying this foundation out, play with it a couple different ways, maybe with a different primer, like maybe a more hydrating primer or a different setting spray, but and like not 2 layers all over the whole face. So far really enjoying this. Concealer, I liked when it was first applied. I thought the shade was going to be off, but it actually ended up working. I liked when it first applied, but like, what was it, 5 minutes into it, it was already creasing, already looked dried. I'm not a fan of this. Even right now, it's still, I have to keep like rubbing out the creases and it just looks so dry. But so far, I'm not a fan of this, but I will give it a, I will try it out a little bit more, but I'm not a fan of it right now. Powder, the Wet n Wild Photo Focus powder, I did just use it right here. It doesn't look dry or crepey so far, but I did only use it right here. I will test it out another day and see how I like it like around the face. I normally will not put it on my under eye or right here where I'm in the T-zone where I normally get super dry. So I usually would just do it on the outer perimeter of the face, but I will keep testing this out. But so far so good. Kokie bronzer, it did really good. I thought it wasn't going to work at first. I did have to go in with about 3 layers to get it this opacity. opacity. To get it this pigmented, because where I am super tan right now, I'm just going to have to play with it a little bit more, and it applied very smoothly. It wasn't patchy, so I really like it so far. The pure blush, I really did like it. You can build this up, which I do like. It went on smooth. I can still see it, so it is so far still so good. I do love the color of it. The Colourpop Soul Body Shimmering Body Powder in Rosé. Oh my god, I love these. But if you have a lot of texture, I would say that this will emphasize it, because this is made for the body. So it is a little bit more glittery. But it is a super blending, beautiful formula. I just have not tried it on the body yet, just on the face, just because that's what I got it for, because I was like, oh, beautiful shades, I'm going to use it on the face. Oh well, I'm going to keep using this because I like it, but I'm just going to say if you have a lot of texture, it might emphasize that, so just watch out for that. The It Cosmetics Setting Spray. Setting spray is like one of those things that you kind of have to try a couple more times to get like an actual review of it, to like know an opinion. But it says it has hyaluronic acid, so that's going to help hydrate, but it's also supposed to keep your makeup lasting longer. So we'll see. I will test it with a couple other foundations that I know that don't last as long, and see if it does help with the longevity. But I did like how it felt, and I did like the scent and the sprayer. Lipstick, the Buxom Full Force in Boss. I do enjoy this shade. I'm going to show you individually what it looks like. I do enjoy a glossy lipstick that is going to have like its full opacity, but still has a shine to it, kind of like a gloss. Because if I want something more matte, I'm going to go with a liquid lipstick. So normally I want my lipstick to have more of this creamy, glossy look to it, and it feels really good. It's not sticky, not too slippery. It's definitely not uncomfortable because it's very creamy. It does have that kind of like pepperminty tingle. So far, really like the lipstick. I've not reapplied it. It's still going strong. I think that's it. If I forgot anything else, let me know down below. I'm also going to try to keep testing things out and do my first impressions videos, and do like a first impression update on them either a few weeks or a month or so later on down the road. I really hope that you all enjoyed. If you don't mind to give me a thumbs up, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications, and follow all my social medias. I'll have everything linked down below. But thank you all so much for watching and sticking to the end. I hope that you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye everyone.